Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. We want to open up these festivities with a time of prayer and reflection. But before we do that, can you give yourselves a hand for attending today? Congratulations to the Clinton Hill Community Early Childhood Care Center and all of you who have gathered today, to our mayor and to all who are here. Can we take a moment to bow our heads in a moment of reflection and prayer? Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and this time that you've given us to come and gather as community. And we thank you, oh God, for this moment in time, God, where we as a people here in the city of Newark are able to come together to be able to have a place where our children can come, be safe, learn, oh God, and also be nurtured and cared for. In a time in our country where we are mourning the death of children, today we speak life here in the city of Newark. And we thank you, oh God, for these who you planted here to make sure that our children can thrive and survive and also be the best they can be starting at an early age. We thank you for this place, and we consecrate it to you in the name of our Lord Jesus and the name of our Father, the Creator. And everybody said, amen. God bless you, Newark.
Amen. Thank you. Now, you all know that we don't pray in schools anymore, but that doesn't mean we can't pray in our community. And that's what we just did this morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I'm going to do some filler conversation here while Vernon gets our video set up and ready to go. We're ready to go? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll be back up in just a second to greet you properly, but I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, you look good this morning.
A new high school, but the land stood vacant for over 20 years, until now.
When I first came Fruto, my mind got blown away.
The Clinton Hill Early Learning Center is for children ages 6 weeks to 5.
You know, for a long time, Clinton Hill has felt like a place that's been forgotten.
On Demarest and Newark South Ward, the state tore down houses and moved families out, promising to build a new high school. But the land stood vacant for over 20 years, until now.
When I first came Fruto, my mind got blown away.
The Clinton Hill Early Learning Center is for children ages 6 weeks to 5 years old.
I have a 4-year-old. She's in pre-K 4.
Incredible. Very good school. Anytime when I wake her up, let's go to school, she wake up right away quick.
This new building is home to 2 different programs.
La Casa in their early Head Start program, they're on the first floor. Our preschool program is on the second floor. So when you enter the building, you're greeted by this beautiful welcome sign in different languages. Our staff integrate, they talk to each other. We've become our own little ecosystem in here, and it's wonderful because our families feel it.
Good morning.
We love continuity of care. So if a child can stay in this location for a few years, that is fantastic. Children love stability and they love routine. And so imagine being 6 weeks old here, coming in a stroller, and then imagine just walking up the stairs when you're 3 or 4 or 5 years old and you're still in the same place where you know that you're loved and you're cared for.
This is home for me. I graduated from Clinton Hill. My grandmother was my teacher. You enter our doors, we welcome you in. Your family to us, whether you're related or not.
From the very beginning, this new school was a collaboration. Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center, Daniqua's organization, has been in the neighborhood for over 30 years. La Casa de Don Pedro is the largest Head Start provider in Newark. Both worked with the Mar Charitable Foundation to design this facility from the ground up.
The Mar Charitable Foundation bought the property from the state and built this building so that La Casa de Don Pedro and Clinton Hill Community Early Childhood Center could expand their services and serve a need in the community that they and we knew existed.
Community input was key to the planning process.
When you see new buildings go up and you see institutions that have already existed get an opportunity to participate and grow and develop in that way, it makes it even more special.
It's like a beacon of hope for our children, and we know that the environment is going to be much healthier.
We're all about embracing positive change or positive growth, but it has to be done in a way where it's a win-win for everybody. You know, there's no one that gets left out of the scenario.
I've been a resident here in the South Ward all my life. Just to see the school being built, living right here, right across the street, this the first dirt turn, the first brick put up. You know, the first day the school opened, I cried.
For me, the center really represents a part of Clinton Hill's comeback story. This is a place where you can grow, where you want to choose to live because of what we have to offer, this beautiful facility for young children to learn and develop as they get ready for school.
It's special to them. Mommy, the new school, you know, the excitement that they get when they're talking about it is so awesome and amazing.
We have now fulfilled the promise to this community to use this property for an educational purpose that benefits the children and families that live here.
I think this building, it really does welcome children, families, staff, adults every day. And it says to them, you are valued, you are appreciated, and you are rewarded for your service.
I mean, really, folks, I mean, what more needs to be said after that video there? We could almost let you go home now. But I guess you want to see the building. So let's get through all these talking heads so that you can do that. Again, I want to say good morning to everyone. My name is Katim. I'm the proud executive director for Clinton Hill Community Action. Let's give it up for all the Clinton Hill Community Action team members out there. You know, I can't think of a better way to share my bona fides than to say that I'm Wanda's son. My mother should be out there somewhere. I see my brother over there, my niece, and my husband, Rashad. But I'm Wanda's son. She gave me this name that I shared with you this morning because she wanted her son to have a name that said something when you heard it. And I feel like I've been walking around for these last 40 years trying to do as much good as I can. And I'm so excited to see this project come to fruition today. My aunt, Principal Grady, she retired from your school as the parent liaison, Margaret Mitchell. And as she slipped into her later years and dementia took over, all she talked about was the kids. And so as I drive from my short commute from the office on Hawthorne Avenue to my home residence on Chancellor Avenue, I make it a point to come through this street every day because it's a testament for what's possible when we come together as a community. And so today we just want to say thank you. We want to say thank you for giving us another chance. Thank you to the families that trust us with their children every day. Thank you to La Casa de Don Pedro and Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center for getting up every day, preparing the hearts and minds of our youngest children. And today we celebrate. We have a really great program for you, and my job is simple. It's to get down this row here just as quickly as I can so that you can see what we all came here to admire. We're gonna start from a quick word from our councilman who was there with this project from the very beginning. So Councilman James is gonna say a few words. He's gonna bring up our mayor. Let's give it up for our mayor, Mayor Baraka. I remember, Brian, when we met with the mayor right before this project got started, and we sat down and we said two things to the mayor. We said, Mr. Mayor, we want to build on that property that was promised to be an educational purpose for this community. And he said, go ahead. The other thing that we said to the mayor was that we were starting this nonprofit community development organization, Clinton Hill Community Action. And the mayor said, you know what, Katim? He said, you're going to have folks who said, we tried that before and it didn't work. The mayor said, you're going to have some folks that tell you, we're already doing that. We don't need you to do that. But the mayor said to me, he said, go ahead anyway. And so, Mr. Mayor, 2 years later, we stand before you now because we move forward, because you're moving Newark forward, and we thank you for your leadership. So to our superintendent, Mr. Roger Leone, my superintendent, who was there probably since I was in elementary school. I don't want to tell your age, but but we met with you too, and you pledged some commitments that you have seen through, and we thank you for that. You've helped to grow our partner, Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center, from 3 classrooms to 10 classrooms that's now serving 150 3- and 4-year-olds from this community right here in this world-class facility. And while we've got some enabling supporters who help to make this day possible, there's one family in particular who put their money where their mouth is, and that's Brian Marr, chair of the Marr Charitable Foundation, and we thank you for helping this day be possible. And so that's our order. Mr. Councilman, we'll bring you up. Mr. Mayor, Superintendent, and Brian. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the South Ward. All right? Projects like these make us happy, and we need them done every day. I really want to thank the Marr family. I want to thank the Bush family, all those who made this project possible today. It was not easy. Acquiring the site, setting up the temporary site while they still had classes, and finally getting the shovel in the ground to where we are today, where this is a completed project ready to educate students. I'm just so proud of this. I will no longer be councilman on June 30th, so I'm glad that I can end on this positive note with these doors being open. And without further ado, I want to bring up the man who runs our current Newark administration, who also assisted in making sure this project reached fruition. No stranger to the education community, born and raised in Newark, student, teacher's aide, principal, and now the Honorable Mayor of our great city, Honorable Mayor Raz Baraka.
Good morning, good morning. It's a great day. It's a great day. I remember as Katim talked about it, Katim is just like incredible, isn't that right? Let's give it to Katim, man, I'm telling you. You can't, if you're feeling down, you bring Katim on, it's just a different day after he speaks. So he's right, and the interesting thing, we were in the mobile unit. I'm actually in my mobile unit today, that's why I brought it up, you know. I haven't been able to do that in 2 years because of COVID. The mobile unit is, I take it and go out in the street and I have office hours out on the block. And they came to the block and came in my mobile unit and talked this out. And, you know, we appreciate, as was said, the Bush family, the Marr family, the foundation who came. He came in the truck and spoke to me seriously about it. And just in full transparency, I was like, okay, you know, this is a great idea, but is it really going to happen? And sometimes you get that way because a lot of people come with a lot of things, obviously, because we had a bunch of vacant property over here with promises that were made to us that never came into fruition. The state promised many buildings. We were getting a new university high school. Hawthorne and Bregal was being combined, and I used to be the principal over there at Hawthorne, so I got a little sympathy for Principal James over there. Great. So at the end of the day, none of that stuff happened. But because we came together as a community, we made this place beautiful anyway. There's an incredible farm across the street here, right behind you, an incredible farm. This building is probably the best looking building in this area. You know? So we just took it from 1 level to 10 levels up with the unification of this community, right? I just want to, and also thank La Casa de Don Pedro for partnering and understanding that this is important to be a part of. Newark Public Schools, Roger Leone, the superintendent, always understanding and having a vision to see something that's going to be great for our kids and getting involved in it as well. And obviously Clinton Hill Early Childhood, who've been in this community for a very, very, very long time, right? They've been here educating our children in difficult situations, with very little resources. I remember going to events in those trailers. They dragged me and beat me down to make sure I got there. In those trailers, reading books to those children in there, and they were consistent and persistent about educating our children in these conditions. And now that they have this beautiful space, I can't imagine the incredible things that are going to happen here, because there were incredible things happening when they had nothing. It's like your grandmother made you feel rich when you were poor. We know a little bit about that, right? You were poor, you didn't even know you were poor. That's the mercy of God. Like, you were poor and didn't even feel poverty. People were telling you were poor, you'd be like, poor where? I ain't poor. You'd be mad somebody call you poor, ready to fight. I ain't poor, you poor. And we got in a bunch of fights about that. And that's what they did over there. They with a small amount of resources, they made incredible things happen. And I'm so happy for them, and I'm happy for this community. As Mildred Crump would say, I'm happy glad about what's happening here today. There's all of the incredible people that are part of this. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. And I know parents, your kids will be well taken care of in this beautiful space. God bless y'all. Where's Reverend Roundtree at? I want to acknowledge Reverend Roundtree. I couldn't see her. But Councilwoman Reverend Roundtree. Yes, ma'am. I'm supposed to bring somebody up? No, superintendent. Okay, superintendent.
All right. Good morning. One of the things that Katim did when he was talking about how fast we will get inside the building was stare at my writing. So I will take a little bit of time. President Haynes, Vice President Norton, and board member council who are here from the Newark Board of Education, and I want to do a couple of thank yous. First and foremost to the Mara Charitable Foundation, La Casa de Don Pedro, and Clinton Hill Early Learning Center. Let's give them, please, a big round of applause. To Katine, to Daniqua, to Barbara, to Ray, to Tanya, Margaret, and Pete. These people have been working tirelessly for a number of years. They deserve an incredible round of applause. When Barbara Reisman met with me at my start as superintendent, Mr. Meyer, you were one of the main focus points. Your understanding of what is occurring on this very sacred ground, your passion and compassion towards impacting a community unlike ever before. This is occurring today because of you, and he deserves a big round of applause. Make absolutely no mistake about it. A public-private partnership is the solution to helping not only this urban school district, but urban school districts across this country. The strategy that he is strictly behind is one that not only we want to marry on this very sacred ground, but to replicate all throughout our entire city. And it is something that we're committing ourselves to doing. The next decade, 2020-30, is a 10-year strategic plan that is unheard of in this country. We are the only school system in the United States of America that has written a 10-year strategic plan. Within it is the very important conception to cradle concept that is being lived here by the good folks from La Casa de Don Pedro. We know that from age 3 to grade 3, that is a critical time in the life of a child in terms of their ability to read and change their trajectory forward. I need you to imagine the following, and I know that Reverend Roundtree was just recognized, but let me go very spiritual with you all for a little bit. If you look behind you, can you imagine that there were 2 and 3 family houses there? And look at the irony of it. I was the principal at that time of University High School of the Humanities, and I had designed the lay of the new school there. This was going to be a football field. When Barbara came to my office and said, we're in conversations about retrofitting this entire property and creating that whole 0 to 3 concept that you've been talking about, all I could do was smile. Think for a moment, what is the irony of 2018 knowing that here, a mayor who actually attended University High School would be standing with the former principal of University High School to talk to you about a new building being erected on a property where this was no longer a dream deferred for the people of this community and being realized because of the incredible dedication of the good folks that are on here. A big, incredible, yet another round of applause. Real quickly on the conception to cradle concept. So we have hired, and Yolanda Severe, our new executive director of early childhood for the whole entire city of Newark, is here. We've already hired 3 social workers that are working at the hospitals here in Newark. Every hospital in Newark, Beth Israel, St. Michael's, even Clara Moss. Even Clara Moss. We consider that kind of Newark. Our social workers that we hired are working at those hospitals. Every time a woman enters and is receiving any type of OBGYN care or the birth of any child that is occurring there, part of the discharge procedure is to meet a Newark Public Schools employee where we talk to them about nutrition, we talk to them about parenting skills, we talked about the importance of academic programming, and we talk to them about how can you envision the life of your child in a school system that is committing every resource possible towards educating your child. Just like you could not imagine a football field here knowing the realities, I need you to look at what Principal Henry Grady James is envisioning. Can you imagine a tunnel that goes from this building into a renovated Hawthorne Avenue school? Do you see it? I ask you the following. If you don't see it today, know that in 2015, the families that used to live there didn't realize that this would be occurring. I am promising you that the renovations that have occurred here are not just physical in nature, it's indeed spiritual. We're on sacred ground. You are going to see some incredible realities here in this building. A big congratulations to you all. I am so proud of this incredible work, and we look forward to the incredible road ahead.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Kateem, the next time you invite me here, I want to speak first. And I might mention that the mayor was very kind about how he thought about us when we went into his trailer, because I think he thought we were full of it. At any rate, even though they stole most of my thunder, you're going to have to listen to me anyway. I have no doubt that everyone here knows that when children have access to high-quality childcare and pre-K, they have a much better chance of getting a good start, thriving in school, graduating from high school, and going on to lead successful lives. To that end, we built this center to house 2 long-standing providers of high-quality integrated early childhood education from birth to age 5. They are La Casa de Don Pedro's Infant and Toddler Early Head Start program led by Director Tanya Munyan, and Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center's Pre-K program led by Executive Director Daniqua Matthias. They are experts in the field. This building will enable them to expand their services to meet the demands and to meet the needs of the community, and is meant to help them continue to do what they do best, help Clinton Hill children to grow and flourish. The significance of this building in my mind is twofold. First, it provides a beautiful, comfortable, and safe place for children to receive quality care and to play and to learn. Second, and no less significantly, it can serve as the physical cornerstone of the neighborhood revitalization program being pursued by Clinton Hill Community Action and others. As we've already heard a couple times this morning, 20 years ago, this land was cleared and the residents displaced in order to build a new school. That school was never built. I believe the opening of the Clinton Hill Early Learning Center on this site, coupled with the existing Hawthorne School operation, provides the opportunity to create a state-of-the-art 0 to 8th grade campus. And I support that 100%, and I'm glad to hear the mayor and the superintendent also support it. We at the Mar Charitable Foundation are committed to seeing that the center does well in the long term. To that end, we have been supporting the formulation and development of Clinton Hill Community Action under the inspired leadership and direction of Katim Shera El. You got to work on your popularity, Katim. We have great confidence that Clinton Hill Community Action, as the manager of the center, working with the two providers, will create a working partnership that makes this center a true place of connection and community building as the Clinton Hill neighborhood revitalizes. The quality of design and construction in the building is quite evident. In that regard, I'd like to thank the architectural firm of DI Group Architecture, who in conjunction with the providers created a spectacular and innovative design. Donnelly Construction, who brought the project in on time and on budget, despite all the pandemic-related supply chain issues, and Dresner Robbins, who guided the team through the myriad environmental and engineering issues the project faced. Throughout my career, I have always had the good fortune to have an excellent team to work with. This project is no different, and its success is directly attributable to their work. Barbara Reisman, our resident early education expert who identified Clinton Hill as the location to focus on. Sam Crane, who gave up his political career to become the construction project manager. Sort of. Our attorney, Scott Schley, who manages to somehow get us to cross the T's and dot the I's. And of course, my assistant, Rebecca Saltzman, who made sure all the bills were paid. I would also like to mention that Margaret Lorenzi has recently joined Mar Charitable Foundation as Executive Director and will be leading our efforts as we move forward. I think I can speak for everyone involved in this project when I say that we are all very proud of what has been accomplished, and we hope over the long run that it provides improved educational opportunities and outcomes for the children of Clinton Hill and becomes a catalyst in the neighborhood and revitalization efforts. And thank you all very much for being here.
Wow, I must say, everybody's been on their best behavior this morning. So listen, we have some special tokens for our first round of speakers, but before they come up, I'm gonna slip into dangerous territory because I wanna acknowledge a few people. Mr. Superintendent, you acknowledge members of the board, but I'm gonna claim them as mine. Mighty South Ward residents that are members of the North Board of Education. Our chair, Dawn Haynes, Asia Norton, and Hassani Council, former school board member and my board member at Clinton Hill Community Action, Kim Gaddy, our board chair, Dr. Robert Austin. I saw Kim Cook somewhere out there. Kim Cook from Beth Israel, a member of the Clinton Hill Community Action Board. And I play spades. I don't know about any of you, but I always try to have one in the hold. So I've got 3 board members here and a possible. That possible is trying to look away and in everybody else's direction but mine, and that's Deborah Smith Gregory, president of the NAACP and proud resident of Clinton Hill. I see you back there, Ishan Ali, Clinton Hill Block Club Coalition, and Sharon Redding. All right, Joan Marie, do we have our special guests ready to deliver their incredible? Yes, yes, yes. So Mr. Mayor, Mr. Superintendent, and Brian, we have a small token from the Clinton Hill community that our young people would like to present to you. While they're coming up, did you all enjoy that live jazz music this morning? That treated your ears, and that was brought to us by none other than the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, NJ PAC's Community Engagement Department. Let's give it up for the Jazz Ensemble for their incredible performance this morning. Arts is a part of everything that we do at Clinton Hill Community Action. We got our brother Malik Whitaker in the background here doing a live painting for us, another Clinton Hill resident. And Daniqua, Tanya, would you mind just flanking them on the side for a photo, please? Councilman James, you can join them on this side as well. In the same way that she is orchestrating these young people for their delivery, I want to give a big shout out to Joan Marie Fouché, our building manager here at the Clinton Hill Early Learning Center. Today would not have been possible if not for all of her hard work. Big shout out to her. We are joined today by a number of distinguished South Ward residents, but I do want to acknowledge my neighbor and our Assemblywoman Cleopatra Tucker. Thank you so much for being here and your advocacy for early childhood education. Now, up next, we're going to hear from two incredible leaders who are on the ground doing the heart work. And Dr. Lynn, Programs for Parents, if you were to ask me, what is the future of early childhood education, I would have none other than Daniqua Matthias and Tanya Munyon to present to you. Tanya?
Have you ever had an infant look you so deeply in the eyes, almost as though they were searching your soul? You don't break eye contact, and then sweetly and slowly, the smile appears. That's safety. Have you ever had a child who has just learned to walk, or in our case here at La Casa, run to you in the morning and hug you? That's security. Have you ever walked into a room, had a child's eyes light up when they see you, and then hear them yell, "Sit with me, sit with me"? That's love. And those precious encounters right there are the privilege and honor I have in serving this community at La Casa's Early Head Start director at this site. My name is Tanya Quiñones Munyon, and just a short year ago, I joined La Casa's team. Perhaps it was the huge La Casa billboard signs that caught my eye, but like many others, I ran over to the website to find out a little bit more about them. Since 1972, La Casa has provided expanded multi-dimensional services in the following areas. The list is so long: early childhood development, youth educational, cultural, and recreational programs, youth and family counseling, health initiatives. The list goes on and on. Just check out the website. Shortly after I read all that, I submitted a resume and was hired, became the center director in their Early Head Start program. And similar to a Head Start program, the Early Head Starts meet the unique needs of our youngest stakeholders, those infants and toddlers who gaze, walk, and talk. We promote the physical, cognitive, social, and emotional development of infants and toddlers through safe and developmentally enriching caregiving. Our Early Head Start program receives children as young as 6 weeks and up to 3 years old. Did you know that our brains keep growing to about 80% of adult size by the age of 3? And 90% nearly fully grown by age 5. As we provide that safe and developmentally enriching caregiving, we are preparing our children for continued growth and development and eventual success in school and life. Maria Montessori is credited with saying that early childhood is the key to the betterment of society. This preparation for success in school and life will not be completed alone. Along with La Casa's incredible leadership by our CEO, Peter Rosario, our interim director, Wendy Melendez, and our new managing director, Margaret Morales, our partnerships with our parents, our instructors, our family worker, administrative assistant, our janitor, the innovative collaboration with Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center will provide continuity of care for our students. I cannot say enough about my buddy. We have other terms for each other that may not be appropriate for such a prestigious occasion such as this, but I cannot say enough about Executive Director, Ms. Daniqua Matthias, an ever champion for the cause of early childhood education. Ms. Matthias is a woman full of wisdom in the field who will stand her ground for the cause of her families, teachers, and staff, as well as for this community, and sometimes even for me. Just a moment with her and you'll learn one thing. She loves her babies, and all of the children are her babies. I will share some of mine. This community is stronger because of this unique partnership, and it is therefore my distinct pleasure to turn this portion over to my partner in innovation, Ms. Danico Matthias.
So I love Miss Munyon. And I love the fact that I have the ability to work side by side with her every day. The work that we do in early childhood is so mentally, emotionally taxing. You have to bring it when you walk through those doors because those babies, they need you more than anything else that you have going on in your life. So to have a partner like that is amazing, and I'm grateful for that. Before I dig into what I want to say about this opportunity that exists here today, I want to take a second to recognize my family who is here, because I would not be in this position if my grandmother did not have the foresight to keep childcare in this community. I want to recognize my mom, my aunt, my uncle, my great aunt, my cousin, my brother, and so many people who are not related to me by blood but still feel like family to me. Dr. Lynn, who looked at me and said, "I see greatness in you, let me help you." Asia Norton, my partner. Uncle, I have to go back to this, Uncle Harold. Uncle Harold was our founding chairman. If you don't know who Harold Edwards is, you ain't been in the South Ward. And he is championed year after year for whoever, right, believes in building up this community. And that's the legacy that I grew up in. That's the legacy that I live in. That is what I bring to this work every day. I was going out in the crowd before this started, and I saw one of the long-standing residents of this community. I didn't even know she still lived here, my high school sweetheart's mother. And she called me over and she said, "How are you?" She said, my daughter, my youngest daughter has a baby. I've been trying to get her into school. What? We're here. We're here. All you got to do is let me know. What was promised to this community was something that valued the people that lived here, that honored their sweat, their tears, their struggles, their sacrifices. And that happened. In 2018, I met Kateem, I met Barbara Reisman. They said, "We want to do something for the South Ward. We want to bring an early childhood center here, one that's worthy of the children, the families, the staff that'll be in that building." And they came to us, an organization that has been here for 30 plus years, doing it the best way we could. We shut down for a year because we tried this before. And we had to shut down for a year. And we came back. And we brought back 95% of our staff. Because they believed. So when that picture got painted, when that opportunity got presented, it felt like everything in the world, my uncle, thank you. Everything in the world was coming forth And I am so sorry that my grandmother could not be here today to see what we have built. But amen. And it's not over. Superintendent told you it's going to be a new Hawthorne Avenue school.
Yes.
Right? 420 Hawthorne Avenue is where we started. It's going to be a new 420 Hawthorne Avenue.
There you go.
We still got children that need to be in facilities that look like this. What this is incredible for the South Ward, but this is also a model for what should be in every community that serves Black and brown children. Every organization that does not have a blank checkbook to go to. Every family that just wants to take their little baby and put them into a place of care that is of quality, that does not have to spend their last dime on child tuition. Do you know how much it costs to put an infant into school? I do. I had 2 babies. And we couldn't do infants because our facility wasn't built for that. $300 a week in 2014 was the last rate I got. It's 2022. I worked every day. I couldn't afford it. I had to bring my baby to work. Some parents don't have that opportunity. This is incredible. But this is only the beginning.
Yes.
So for everybody here, I say thank you. Thank you for coming out and supporting this. Thank you for clapping for this. And if you have any influence outside of this area, tell people that you want to see this. Tell your local councilman. Tell your county officials. Tell the people down in Trenton you want to see this everywhere. Because every child deserves a Clinton Hill Early Learning Center. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I thank you for the opportunity. And I'm gonna ask my lovely, lovely coworker to come up so we could, my partner in innovation, so we can present some special tokens of appreciation. Is Barbara and Sam available?
I saw them here earlier.
I see them. I see them. Barbara is such an incredible, Barbara believes in people. Oh my God. An early childhood champion who believes in people. The faith. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Clinton Hill Early Learning Center, our partners, Clinton Hill Community in Action, La Casa de Don Pedro, Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center, I wanted to present this to you for your relentless advocacy for our future and for being such an awesome, awesome woman.
Ditto? Wait. Sam, this is for you. As the newbie of the group, I didn't meet Sam until much further in. But sitting next to him in meetings and hearing his vision and his uncompromising and unwavering steadfastness for what is correct and how things should be done for these babies, I have learned so much from him, and I'm so thankful to have gotten to know him. And so, same, ditto, except that you're the man.
And so while Sam and Barbara are getting their accolades, we just have another group of individuals that we want to say thank you to. And those are the folks who helped to design, build, and engineer this building. So can I have my friends from Donnelly, DI Group, and Dresner Robin? You weren't expecting this, but come on down. Quickly. Yes. There he is, Rich the architect and the rest of the DI crew. I see Dan Stempert from Donnelly Construction, who probably slept here a few nights too. And our friends from Dresner Robin. Joe Marie, would you mind bringing up the one award we have? Yeah. So it just simply goes without saying how much we appreciate your vision, how much we appreciate your belief in this project. And I made a joke about folks having slept in this building. You know, you work with a lot of people all the time and they come to do a job and, you know, you appreciate the good work that they do, but you can tell the difference between when someone is invested in the job and when they're just doing a job. And this incredible team here, they were invested. We hit hurdle after hurdle. We hit every obstacle you can imagine. Remember, we did this construction in the middle of a pandemic when there were supply chain issues all around the country. And Sam would braggadociously come to the meetings and say, well, you know, our friends at Donnelly, they went ahead and just ordered everything in advance. So we got hit with some of the supply chain issues, but because we had an incredibly capable and smart team, we got this project done and on budget. And so we just want to say thank you to the incredible folks that are standing here right now. And Rod, we just ask you to come and say a few words on behalf of the team.
Thank you, Katim. I want to congratulate everybody. This project was a labor of love for everyone involved. It's a beautiful building. I'll tell a fast story. About 3 years ago, Brian called me and he said, I want to build another school in Newark. How much you think it'll cost? And we went back and forth. They said, well, if you just want to build a nice, like an old school, like a red brick box, it'll cost X. And his response was, I don't want to build just a regular brick box like an old school, like a 1960s school. He said, I want to build something that's going to change the neighborhood. Well, here you have it. So I'm just grateful that we were able to be part of the team, and congratulations, everybody who really was a team effort. So thank you.
All righty, folks, we are winding down. And again, I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I saw Grace, and I saw Joe, and I saw my good friends from Ironbound Community Corporation back there. Just wanted to give them a big shout out. I saw some other good friends here from the Greater Newark Conservancy, Ian and Malcolm, who have been incredible partners. And to our incoming executive director for the Newark Conservancy, Natasha Dyer. Let's give her a big round of applause. She hails from the South Ward, but we let her move to the West Ward, but she got the South Ward in her heart. So we are winding down our program here. We have a couple people that want to just say a few words about some of our guests. I want to call Pete Rosario, the executive director for La Casa de Don Pedro, up, and Cheryl Bush Edwards.
Oh, you want me first? No.
So I just want to echo what Mr. Marr said and take it a step further. Katim, don't ever ask me to come and speak at a program again. So just clarify that. Every bit of literature, whether it's scripture, whether it's a trilogy, or my favorite form, comic books, centers on a theme. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. I'm not going to give you choose which one you are in this narrative, but there's a third component that really hinges every single great piece of literature. And depending on what it is, they're called the prophet. They're called the oracle. They are the game changer. And we, as the new guy, I get to pull a fast one. on one of those oracles. Because her name is Cheryl Bush Edwards. And the other oracle who's going to hit me with his cane for holding on to her too tight is going to come up and present her with her flowers. Harold, you want to say a few words?
I love you. I couldn't leave here without saying that. But I am so proud. I had mixed feelings at first because I'm just so elated with what you all done and what Connolly did to move this building. It just brings me so much joy to be here today. But then the other side, Superintendent and Mayor, I grew up here. My friends were on this block. My first children were conceived in the building, a 4-family building, right here where we stand. My oldest children, right here at 30 Demarest Street. I worked down at the bakery on the corner. So, and that's 1962. But I love what we've collaborated with La Casa and Mar and Katim and our homegrown executive director, Daniqua. And you know I love you. My granddaughter goes here. She calls you Mamacita. But my wife and they've done so much work. They've outworked me. I need 2 knees now, 2 new knees. Anybody have 2 knees? Joanne has 2. Can I get them? Thank you, Katim. Thank you so much. And hopefully everybody will take this from this experience. Sharp James, your father, sent me up here in February of 1972 to help Marguerite Bush. I have never left. I never left. And I got a prize. I got a prize for not leaving. But volunteering, and I still volunteer to this day. And in about 30 minutes, we've got to go start picking up children. So you'll enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless Clinton Hill. La Casa.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. You got it? Thank you. Okay. Oh, where's my list? It's a lot of folks out here that I owe a whole lot of gratitude towards. First, God Almighty. If it wasn't for him, we would not be here. But my mother, for those who remember my mom, she raised and didn't play. She was, and she was shorter than I was. But my mother didn't play. My brother is over there, Keith. I don't know if y'all know my brother. He's way in the back. But my mother told my brother if he keep acting stupid, he would come down to her size. So it was no robbery for my mother to do what she did. She had a play street. Y'all remember the play street? Where Miss Redding? Yeah, Miss Redding. That's right. My mother started with a play street. She's the PTA president at Hawthorne Avenue School. That was our school. So I always tell Mr. Grady, I said, we went to Hawthorne Avenue. So he said, you did? I said, I ain't telling no ages, but we went there. But I'm just so elated with everything. I'm so proud of seeing all my friends out here. All my mother's friends out here. Daniqua's colleagues and friends out here. We did it this way. Daniqua said, Auntie, aren't you ready to retire? So retirement was not in my brain. Because, everybody know me, I'm a workaholic. I am. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll retire and you take over. So last year, July the 1st, 2021, she became the executive director. And this child moves faster than I do. I said, oh my God. I said, Daniqua, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do that? She said, we got this, we got this. My nephew's around here somewhere. Oh, there he is, Ravi. That's her brother. And he say, Auntie, sit down, rest, relax. We got this. And you know what, y'all? Y'all got this. I am so proud of both of y'all. Y'all have just done a credible job. Everybody always thought Daniqua was my child, Andres. Don't get jealous. But because she always saw me, like what my mom, when I was with my mother, Daniqua was always be with me going to meetings. Yolanda, oh, where's Yolanda at? Oh, that's my baby. Woo! She came in when my mother was still here. And she called my mother Mama Bush. She said, Mama Bush, what you want? And she fussed with something. She said, I got you, Mama Bush. I got you. She was just, I'm just proud of her. Because she started as a teacher coach. And now look at her. She's executive director. I'm just so proud of her. You know, it's so many, and she started at Clinton Hill Community. Yeah. And then we got her assistant. She started as a teacher here. And I'm just so proud of her as well. Stand up, Maria. She was a teacher here. So you know we must got good genes here in Clinton Hill. Because we sent them down to NPS and they the ladies in charge of early childhood. So you know I don't want no more of our staff to leave. But I mean, that's what happens. They say they want to grow and we let them go. I am so proud of them. I'm just so proud. I got a whole list, but Katim's putting me on. I know he got me on time thing.
I was looking over your shoulder. I said, you got 2 pages of names here. We're not going to get a story about each of them all.
No. But there's one story I do want to. How many remember Miss Parham? Lena Parham. Her daughter is right over there. Betty, stand up. Miss Parham she worked hard with my mother. She worked, when we was closed down for that 1 year, she worked with us for a whole year without pay. That was Miss Parham. She loved my mother. It was Miss Parham and Ethel Melvin. So those 2 ladies stuck with my mom until they went up to heaven. But I am so happy and proud that Betty's here to represent her mom. Thank you, Betty. Deborah Smith-Gregory, I saw her. Oh, there she is. She's taking pictures. Deborah is our president of the NAACP here in Newark. We have a luncheon every year. I'm not going to advertise too much, but we all been praising Katim. We've been praising Katim. Katim is one of our honorees for this year, September. So I want to make sure you guys get tickets, and either from me or Katim or his right hand over there, Karen, so we can make sure he is done. He is acknowledged. When I met this young man, because he's just like Daniqua to me, like a child, my son, I said, you know what? I kind of like you. And then as he started growing and growing, I said, I really like you. And when he said, me and Daniqua were going to do a whole lot of good things, he was right. He was a man of his word. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of him. I see all my family stand up. My daughter's over there. My family, come on, y'all stand up. Yeah, they're over there. And I know y'all know Yana, because she's doing a lot of stuff in Newark with you, Mayor. and the Stafford family. That's right, Stafford family. Yeah, and Harper family if they're here. Yes. So we're proud. We love Newark. We love the South Ward. We ain't going nowhere. So y'all could just dig in your hands, dig in your pockets, because when we do the other over there at 420, we're gonna be begging. So I'm just letting y'all know. But I thank you all for all your support in getting this done. And the Marr Foundation, Brian, I love you to death. But don't tell your wife. But I thank every one of you guys for being here and supporting us in our endeavor. Thank you so much.
So of course I get to do it again and follow that. But I can't go without saying, everybody knows La Casa, this may be our footprint in Clinton Hill, but we've been here a long time. We're family, and we have to recognize two of our oracles. Mr. Richard Roper and Mr. Ray Ocasio, I ask them to stand and be recognized. And the last person I would like to acknowledge, Wendy, where are you? You're running around hiding. Come on up and be recognized. Wendy Melendez, I'm blessed. I remember I was asked by my executive committee, who's gonna be, you gotta find who can possibly do your role, right? Who's gonna be your successor, right? My problem is I got 10 of them. But I do wanna acknowledge Wendy Melendez, who took this on and really got us across the finish line. So thank you for being here, and thank you for doing everything you've done to make this project happen on our behalf.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, everybody that you thanked. And this is the season of thanking people. So I now have to give you instructions on two very simple things, and I'm going to add a third in there. One is I've got to get you in this building so you can see this incredible facility. And two is I need your help to eat up all that food over there. So while you're thinking about what to eat, I just want to ask the Clinton Hill Community Action Team if you could just come all the way up to the front. Everybody, Clinton Hill Community Action, quickly line up in the front here. This is part of my closing remarks. We are on schedule, folks. We are on schedule. We want to get you inside this building. So again, Mr. Mayor, when we met with you over on Avon Avenue in the trailer, and it was just me and Brian, we have multiplied since then. We have grown a little bit. And I just want everybody to line up facing the audience, facing the audience. Everybody line up facing the audience, facing the audience, facing the audience. I saw Christine out there. Christine, come on up. I saw Joe out there. Come on up. I want you to see these faces. And as you go around the building and you look into the classrooms and you see the staff of Clinton Hill Community and Early Childhood Center, you see the staff of La Casa de Don Pedro, these are the faces of promise. These are the faces of promise. We got a thing at Clinton Hill Community Action. Our board must always be 51% residents. Our board chair must always be a resident of the Clinton Hill community because we work for this neighborhood. And Brian, when I started this organization and I was sitting down telling you about my dreams, my visions, and my hopes, I said I wanted to staff this organization with people who have a short commute, who live right here in this neighborhood. And folks, you are looking at them. You are looking at them. These are the faces of promise. But I want you to know, Mr. Superintendent, that these faces go from promise to accountability. And we heard a call to action today, and that was the children right here are deserving of a new Hawthorne Avenue Elementary School. This property was deeded for such a purpose. And I believe these faces of promise and all of these faces of accountability can support you in making that vision happen. And we stand ready to do so. So I want to thank everybody. Can I have my directors, Tia, raise your hand. Chanel, raise your hand. Renatha, raise your hand. Keep your hands up. These will be your tour guides. These will be your tour guides. We're going to take small group tours of no more than 5 to 7. and run inside the building right after the ribbon cutting. And Joe Marie is another one of those tour guides. All the tour guides will be lined up right here at the front door, ready to take you inside. So you don't have to worry about anything but walking through these set of doors right here, and we'll have you all set up. So thank you, Clinton Hill Community Action Team. Tour guides, if you can start heading on inside so we can get ready. And now we are ready to cut the ribbon. Tour guides, if you could go ahead and head inside so we can get ready for our tours. Ribbon cuttings. Can we pass out the scissors? Do we have Pete here? Ray, come on up. Ray, come on up. Barbara, Sam, come on up. All our friends from DI. I love you too, Ma.
I'm sorry, I'm late.
Yep, you're here. All right. On the count of 3, audience, if you would count it down for us. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Please take a minute to come on inside and enjoy this incredible building and grab you some of that good food over there. But again, if you come on up, we'll get you all set up for a tour. Again, thank you so much for being here.
I'm the Disability and Family Service Manager for Clinton Hill. So where you're standing now is La Casa de Don Pedro's floor. They have 0 to 2 years old all on this floor. So what's down here is the entire floor, is their entire staff. The middle part is the playground. So I'm going to start you there, take you to the multi-purpose room. We'll go upstairs and I'll show you Clinton Hill. I'm going to take you up the stairs and then you can see the second floor. The second floor is where all the Clinton Avenue, Clinton Hill community classrooms live.
Butter lips, marshmallow toast inside. Put your hands inside, all on the floor. Peanut butter lips, marshmallow toast. Put your hands to your sides.